the right wing, the left wing, the Sephardic, Ashkenazic that come from Europe, all these differences, that there is religious, not religious, against religion, it just shows that we don't understand ourselves. And if we will take it superficially, we will not be able to overcome these differences.
I am optimistic as well, and I do see what's happening as a golden opportunity. It comes across as awful, like how can the 7th of October be a golden opportunity? It was an event that divided the world, that polarized our world. However, the contrast is so strong, we can see good and bad. And this clarity helped us being politically correct, trying to live or exist in a gray zone where we're not really sure what our neighbor thinks, but we want to get along with our neighbor, so we try to avoid polarizing topics. But when you are confronted with a reality that requires you to make a decision, like October 7th, will you justify kidnapping a baby and then writing on their coffin, when you return them dead, the date of arrest, October 7th, and yet reading people condoning this monstrosity? It requires that we make a decision. You don't have to be a fighter, you don't have to be an officer, you don't have to be an activist. As a human being, do you accept to live in such a world? Because it is dangerous, not only for the Israelis,
For the whole world.
a lot of people who denied, for example, that rape occurred on October 7th. And they are adamant, we don't know, but they are adamant it never happened. If I challenge them and ask them, let's say there's 5% chance it happened, would you live in the same building with a Hamasnik if you had young daughters? Would you? And that stops the conversation, which is good because they are pondering, they're thinking, no, it's not a good idea, even if the chances were very, very, very low. This happened. So seeing that in our world, there is room for improvement, we are obviously, like you said, advanced. We have technology we couldn't fathom 50 years ago, yet the moral and intellectual decay, this lack of critical thinking, which led people to believe nonsense, contradictory statements or statements that contradict reality. When Hamas say they did not target civilians, and 50 days later they release hostages, among them were elderly and children, yet people still believe what they said, not only Arabs and Muslims who identify with an extreme mentality or Islamist ideology, but people in the West, educated, leftist, very intelligent people. We realize that we have problems and they just floated on the surface. So now it's clear, let's get to work. And in the Arab world especially, and I talk about the Arab world because we are sitting in Jerusalem, Israel is a dot in an ocean of Arab countries. It is tiny, yet it is surrounded by hostile nations, peoples, and we have to talk about what does the Arab world want. So maybe now it is a chance to realize that the Jews were not doing enough to reclaim their voice. All these nations don't speak to you, and they depict you as a monster. So now you should take it upon yourselves to make your case, knowing the pain that was inflicted on your loved ones, your relatives in Israel.
Science of development is empathy. Empathy means that you truly feel other people and you manage to actually relate to people. If we will understand our job, what I believe is that we as Israel, after thousands of years that we've been all over the world, we didn't have our own place, right? And then somehow we did follow the same, relatively the same tradition, the same things. So obviously there was some strong spirituality deep inside. Some people just was following and believing in it, but for a reason. And even being prosecuted and everything like that, we came here, but then over here we don't understand ourselves, and there is no unity at all, which means the right wing, the left wing, the Sephardic that come from Arabic countries to Ashkenazic that come from European countries, all these differences, that there is religious, not religious, against religion, it just shows that we don't understand ourselves. And if we will take it superficially, we will not be able to overcome these differences. I mean, there is differences between the different organs of the body. The heart doesn't need to make the liver become the heart. You just need to respect the differences and work together.
You need to function.
You need to function as one.